Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the concept of doing, because there is this popular misconception that we see better from outside the game. You just got introduced to the game of chess, you're watching two pro players play, and somewhere in your mind you're thinking, I think that guy should have made XYZ moves. Let's guess what? You're probably wrong. In fact, you're denying yourself the opportunity to learn, thinking that you may have a better idea than the pro players. If I would guess, I would think you are wrong. The pro player is probably right. And why do I think so? Because when it gets down to the business of doing, that's when you quickly realize that there is a reason things are the way they are. There is a reason things don't quite work the way you would like them to. And when you get down to the business of doing, reality quickly comes in conflict with your ideology, because unless you have tried to do, what all you have is your ideology, and which 99% of the time are at variance with reality. And everything I do is it's based upon biblical beliefs, because I am I am so Christian. Okay, let me get back to the talk. So the Bible says something like, to him that has more will be given. From him that does not have, even the little he has will be taken and given to those that have. And this is because the way I understand it is that the way to have is through doing. So in doing things, you get to have. And the way to not have is through not doing. So you see that by doing, people get the opportunity to assess, to examine their ideology, put it up against the reality. And then most of the time, your ideology will bow. You will observe what works. And in so doing, people who are involved in a lot of actions, in a lot of doing, get to learn what really works. And you who have not done, the day you are faced with circumstances that do not seek your permission before they occur, you simply have your ideology to rely on. And again, I have said 99% of the time at variance with reality. What will happen? You will lose, because reality will not bend. Things will work exactly the way they work. If your ideology is not consistent with the truth, you will lose. And guess who you will lose to? The one whose ideology is now aligned with the truth. And why would someone's ideology be aligned with the truth? Because the person has engaged the act of doing and learned what works. So it's not like really his ideology per se. It is something that he has learned in the process of doing. So again, Bible is surprising. Okay, I get also, when you are not involved, or you have not involved yourself in the process of doing, or when you have not engaged action a lot in your life, when you have not done things, when you have not tried to create, when you have not tried to build, if you do not engage the act of doing enough, guess what will happen? I think you will fall into the category of people that will say life is not perfect, the world is not perfect. But I beg to differ, because there is a sense in which I think life is precisely perfect, because everything in life follows a clear, precise set of rules and never ever changes. In fact, if you could come to a perfect understanding of exactly how reality works, you will be able to manipulate reality to create the outcome you want every single time. So, but if you have not exercised your senses, again, the Bible says that those who by reason of use have exercised their muscles. If you have not by reason of use exercised your senses, everything will look chaotic, because you have only your ideology to rely on. You turn this way, your ideology, you turn that way, your ideology, and each time you're being confronted by reality, your ideology fails, everything seems chaotic. But it's not that things are chaotic, it's simply that you do not know how reality works. if you would come to more better understanding of reality, you would have a perfect life. Is this possible? The probably that this is possible is zero, because I doubt that there's anyone, even Isaac Newton, Einstein, all these geniuses, they probably did not figure out most of life. They figured out an aspect of life. But guess what? Question would be, you would tell yourself, okay, you want to do. Where do you start? Because there are several things to do. There are several problems you're having. Well, if you are not able to start, then you're probably not aiming low enough. And by this I mean, maybe you have to be humble enough to actually aim as low enough as you need to aim. And why I say humility is because how low you might need to aim might feel like it's beneath you. But if that's how low you need to aim to make the first step, then that's what it is. You have to be humble enough to recognize just how little, how low you have to aim to be able to make your first step. And the moment you start to make your steps, you will be surprised how incrementally, how the more steps you make, the quicker you're able to make steps. And another aspect of nature which comes to your aid is that to him that has, more will be given. So the more you start to do, the more you start to have, the more things start to gravitate towards you, because our brain is able to generalize incredibly, to pick out whatever is relevant in one experience and apply it to another experience to help us achieve our desired outcome. So what do I ask you to do? Start wherever you need to start. Be humble about it, but just start.